Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's class, I'm going to discuss with you Tuples and Dictionary. And don't skip the video because at the last, I'm going to discuss with you the one marker question from the Python revision 2. Okay, first, what is the meaning of tuple? It is a sequence of value and it is going to store a different data type, and also it is a immutable data type. So when you compare with list, you are going to create a list by using the square bracket. But in tuple, you are going to use with the normal bracket, parenthesis. Okay, and in tuple also, it is going to accept a tuple of integer, tuple of floating point, mixed data types, and tuple of string. Also, we can create a empty tuple. Okay. And how do we create a tuple? Like a list. The same concepts are very similar with list and tuple, but only the difference is list is a mutable data type, but the tuple are immutable data type. Okay. And here also we are creating the empty tuple. After that, you are giving the value. Okay, so this construct is known as tuple display construct. What is the meaning of construct here is nothing but we are using the bracket here. Okay, and how do we create a tuple? For example, here I'm mentioning t equal to 1, right? So I'm using this bracket also, but inside that bracket I'm giving one integer value. So what is the value? It is going to return an integer value only. But if you want to find out what is the data type, so you will be using type function, right? So type of t, it is going to give what? Integer, because we are not mentioning any comma. So you can see the another example here. I have mentioned the bracket also, but after that I have mentioned, after 1 I have mentioned comma. This is a difference. If you are mentioning only 1, it will consider as an integer, but after the element, if you are mentioning comma, it will consider as a tuple data type. Is it clear now? Okay. Now, what is the next way of creating the tuples? Is you can create a long tuples. Like list we had discussed. The same way you can create a long tuples. And nested tuples also you can create it. Okay. So if you want to create the nested tuples, you have to access, like as we discussed just last class, it is 0, 1, 2, and 3. So when you're giving T1 of 3, it will give you the value 40, 50, and 60. But when you want to access the first element in the tuple, again you have to give what? T1, and in the bracket 3, again you have to give 0. Okay, is this way you can access inside the nested list. Okay. Next, again, the same concept, you can create a tuples from existing sequence, like from the string you can create. And what is a tuple of items? T2 equal to tuple of items. Again, items that you are giving in the form of list. From the list, you are converting that into the tuples. Is it clear? And again, one more thing is last class we had discussed, like tuple function. In the last class, the list function and eval function we had discussed in list. The same way here, if you're using the tuple function, or whatever the elements you are entering, it will consider as a string concept, right? And in eval function also, you can mention by creating a tuple. So when you're giving the value in the tuple format, it will consider as a tuple format only. So this is a difference. If you're using the tuple function and receiving the value, for example, here A, B, C, D, E, I'm giving here the string value, but each one will be considering as an element in the tuple. Okay, but all the value it will be converted to the string and store it in tuple. But here in eval function, whatever the value you are giving, as it is, it will take. Okay. Now again, accessing the tuple elements like a list and string, here also we are using the positive indexing and negative indexing. So again, the positive indexing and negative indexing and length, these are all common. Length, you are using the length function, and indexing and slicing also it is common. Membership operator, you will be using in and not in. Okay, in and not in, you are going to use it. And concatenation and replication operators also the same. No, you are going to use it in tuple. So these are the tuple operations and slicing tuple. So I'm going to discuss all this through example. We are going to solve the no MCQ and fill in the blanks. I'm going to revise the concept of operators, slicing, everything through the example only. Again, the traversing tuple. What is the meaning of traversing tuple? You are going to access each element separately by using the for loop. That we can call it as a traversing. Traveling each element through looping concept is called traversing. Okay, the next concept, difference from list. So if you compare it with list and tuple, these are the difference. First one is lists are mutable, but tuples are immutable data type. For example, if you're creating a list and these are the element, and again this is a tuple and these are the element. But when I am giving L1 of 1 equal to 200, which means you're trying to change the first position in the list 20 to 200. It is possible in list because it is a mutable data type. But the same, if you're trying to do it in tuple, it is not possible because it is a immutable data type. So that is the first difference. After that, indirectly you can modify the tuples. This is very important. So how can you change the tuple element indirectly? So the first method we can call it as a tuple unpacking. What does it mean? You can see here val equal to 10, 20 and 30. I'm creating the tuple here. After that, I'm creating three variables. Why I'm creating three variables? Because here three elements are here. So first, whatever the elements are there, based on that you have to create a variable. If two elements are there, only you can create two variables. If 5 elements means 5 variable, you have to create it. After that, you are mentioning val here, which means each variable will take one element and store it. If you're trying to mention B, what is this? B is second value. Second value is storing in B. Then val equal to A, comma B, comma C. If you're trying to change the value, it is possible now. Now, B equal to 30 you have changed. After that, val equal to A, B, C you have mentioned. Now you can see here, so 20 is changed to 30. So this is what you have to change the value indirectly by using the unpacking method. Another one, using constructor function of list and tuples. So by using the constructor function like a list function, you can change the element. For example, here food, I'm creating the tuple here and there are so many elements are there, and my food equal to list of food. I'm creating one more variable and list of food I'm mentioning here. Now again, what it will happen, my food will be having the list. I will show this one in example so that you will have a clarity. Say I'm creating here L, okay, T equal to 1, 2, 3. First I will show you the no unpacking method. Again I'm creating A, B, C equal to T. Now, if you want to check the value, what is the value of A? 1. What is the value of B? 2. C is 3. Now, if I'm changing the value, B equal to or A equal to, I'm mentioning here 5. Now, after that, what you're supposed to do, you have to mention now T1 equal to A, B, C. Now, if you check it out, T1, what is the value? 5, 2 and 3. You are changing the element, right? Is this way, unpacking method, you can change it. What is the next method I told you? Using the constructor method. So again, I'm creating T equal to 1, 2, 3. After that, I'm creating one more variable, T1 equal to list of T. Now, when you're mentioning T1, what it will happen? It will create as a list. Whatever the tuples are there, it created as a list now. Now you can change the value, right? So T1 of 1 equal to 5, I am changing it here. It is possible because you have used the list constructor method to change the tuple to list. Now, after that, what you are supposed to do? You are going to do now T equal to tuple of T1. Now T equal to, you can see here 1, 5, 3, it has changed. So this is another method. You are doing indirectly, you are modifying the element in the tuples. Clear? So the same way I have mentioned here. Next concept is a slicing. As I told you, slicing I'm going to discuss with you through question and answer type. Okay. Next, what are the functions are there? So first one we can call it as a len function. What is the meaning of len function? it is going to identify how many elements are there in the list. Okay, so for example, here B001, let us Python, DP and 500. There are 4 elements. So your answer is 4. What is the meaning of max function? It is going to check what is the maximum value in the in the tuple. It is going to write that. Okay. Next, count. Count function, what it will do? How many times counting? For example, if you're taking 20, how many times 20s are there in the particular tuple? It is going to write it. So 20 are there in 3 times. Okay. Okay, the next concept is a dictionary concept. So dictionary concept, you have to understand, it is a, so till now the string, list and tuple both are, it is a sequence and ordered collection of items, but dictionary is a unordered collection of items. Okay, and here till string, list and tuple, we are accessing the each element through the index value, but here we are going to access by using key. Okay, so that's what it has mentioned, key and value pairs. Next, what is the syntax? Dictionary name, and you have to use here the flower bracket. Okay, and key should be there and colon should be there, then value, and key and value separated by commas. Okay, and example, you can see EMP is my dictionary name. I'm using the curly bracket like flower bracket, and string you have to use it EMP number, and value is 1, and key and value will be separated by colon, and each key value pair will be separated by comma. And here you have to note it down. Dictionary elements must be between curly brackets, and each value must be paired with key element. So you have to mention key and value together, and each key value pair must be separated by comma. So how can you create a dictionary? Dictionary, this is called an empty dictionary. And days in a month you have mentioned like this. And what are the another thing you have to mention, remember is keys of dictionary must be immutable data type. So dictionary generally is a mutable data type, which means you can change the value, but key you cannot change it. Key is a permanent. You can't change the key, but you can change the value. Is it clear now? So, and it is a Python string. When you're creating the key, it should be a string data type or number data type or tuple. Okay, and tuple because it is containing the immutable entries. Okay, but if you're trying to create a key with list, it won't accept. See, you can see here the example. I'm creating the key is in the form of list. It is not going to accept because list is a mutable. But key you have to give what? Immutable data type. Clear? Okay. How can you accessing each elements of a dictionary means through key only you are going to access it. For example, I'm creating my debt. So this is my dictionary name and EMP number 1, name Shivam, department sales and salary 25,000. So here which are the ones are key? EMP number is a key, then name is a key, department is a key, and after that salary is a key. If I want to access the element, you have to mention here my dict, that is my name of the dictionary. In this square bracket, you have to mention the any of the key. I have mentioned here salary. So you get what? Value you will be getting it. If you try to access key which is not in the dictionary, it will raise an error. Say for example, my dict COM, which is not there in the dictionary. So that you will get an error. And again, what is the meaning of traversing? Traversing is nothing but traveling each element by using the for loop. Okay. Another one, accessing keys and values simultaneously. How can you use it? So you have to use the keys function for getting the key and values function for getting the values. Till now we can do it in ideally. Okay, let's see the example now. I'm creating a dictionary here. So here I'm creating A, B, C. That string format I'm creating as 1 and comma, and another one D, E, F. I'm creating here as 2 comma, then G, H, I. Something like that I'm creating. Now if I want to access, so D of, so I'm mentioning here D, E, F. So you will get the answer as 2 because DEF is my key name. Okay. If I'm trying to mention EDF, okay, EDF, you will get an error because it is a key error. What is it meaning? There is no certain keys available in the dictionary. Okay, now if I want to mention d dot keys of, I'm using the function called keys of. You can see here dict keys, you are getting A, B, C, D, E, F and G, H, I in the form of list and outside the normal bracket. Okay, same way d dot values, if I'm giving, then you can see here 1, 2, 3 is a values. Clear now? So the key function and value function, you can access both keys and values simultaneously. Okay, and we can convert the sequence written by keys, values and using the list. Okay, list of my dict dot keys of, it will be converted to the list. So the particular keys, it is going to convert to the list format. The same way for the values also. So what are the characteristics of dictionary? This must be coming in 1 marker. You have to remember it is an unordered set. They may ask you in the question paper. You have to identify which are the one are unordered set. So string, list and tuple. All the threes are ordered and sequence. Okay, ordered list, ordered sequence, and dictionary is a unordered set and it is not a sequence and indexed by keys, not numbers, and keys must be unique and it is a mutable data type. Okay, next, how can you working with dictionary? So in no, last year you must have discussed there are different way you are working with the dictionary, but the common method is you are creating how we have created now. The same way you have to create the dictionary. Okay, by using the curly bracket, and you have to mention all the non immutable data type as a key and immutable data type you can create as a value. Okay, the next concept we are going to see what are the dictionary function and method. All the function I'm going to execute and show it to you. So first for that I'm going to create a dictionary d equal to 1 I'm creating, and I'm creating in the form of list as a value 1 comma 2 comma 3, and again I'm creating 2 as value 3 comma 4 comma 5, and again I'm creating 3, then 5 comma 6 comma 7. Okay, so now what is the first one is a len function. If I'm mentioning len of d, it will give you 3 because 3 value key and value pairs are there. Next one, clear function. Clear function, as of now I'm not going to do it, last I will do it. Then get function. What is the get function? I'm mentioning here d, that is the dictionary name. Get of, I'm mentioning here 2. So what is there? This is a 2 is a key, and what is the value for the key? It will get the output. Okay, and next one, items of. So you have to mention what? D dot items of. So you will get both key and the value in the form of list. Okay, and the key will be the no, in the form of list you will get it, and one more bracket also it has come, and each one it is not giving the colon instead of that comma. Okay, and next one is after items, keys. What is the meaning of keys? It is going to give you the keys. So all the keys are printing in the form of list. Next one is a values. What are the values? D dot values. Again, it is in the form of list only. It is preparing. Okay. And next one is the update function. Update function, no, if you want to do any updation, you have to mention d of, you have to mention the key here, d of 2 equal to, I'm creating the 3 comma 4 comma 6 comma 7, 4 element I'm creating it. Now after that, if you want to check what is d, you can see here 2 is updated to 4 element. Clear? After that, what is the next one? Pop function. How can you use the pop function? I have mentioned here d dot pop function. If you are not passing any parameter here in no dictionary, it will give you an error. But the same way in tuples and no tuples and list, it is going to delete what? Last element. But in dictionary, the pop function will not work. This also will come in MCQ question or 1 marker. So pop function will not work without argument. It will not work in dictionary. Now what you have to do? D dot pop of. I have to mention the key here as 3. Okay, now you can see 5, 6, 7 got deleted. If you try to print D, you will get only 2. Clear now? What is the next one? Again, update we have done already, and DEL. Okay, if you want to do the delete operator, you have to mention DEL. Then what is the dictionary name is D, of you have to mention 2. This is my key. Now you can see it got deleted. So now only one item is there. So now I can use the clear. So D dot clear. If I'm using this, everything will be clear, and you can see D is empty. I hope everyone understood what are the functions and method we used in dictionary. Okay, now I'm going to solve the worksheet related to the Python revision 2. Okay, so this is a question. We will be discussing the answer. So what is the first question? Find the invalid identifier. So you're going to find out the invalid identifier from the following. So my name, yeah, it is correct because it is the alphabet. So no problem. So this is correct. And true, can you see here? True is what? True is a keyword. You can't use it. So this one is the answer, and you should not skip it. See, sometimes in CBSE paper they may give you 2 answer correct or 3 answer correct. You have to check all the option. Finally you can decide it. Okay, the next option you can see second name. So do you remember the identifier rule? It should not start with number. So this is also a invalid identifier. And what about the last one? My underscore name. This is a valid one. So not a problem. So first question we got 2 answers. So you have to mark 2. If you are mentioning only 1, they won't consider. They will cut half mark from that. Okay. So check all the option. Finally you can decide. Okay. So the next one is given the list L equal to, these are the list, write the output of print of L of 2 and is to 5. What is it meaning? You are going to use the slicing method now. So it is starting with, okay, it is starting with 0, 1 and 2, then 3, 4, sorry, this is 82, so 4, 5, 6, and 7. So from where you have to start? 2. What is 2 here? 0, 1, 2. From 6 it is going to start 2, 3, 4, 5. But 5 it will not going to end. Before that it will give end. So till 5. So what is the output for this? It is 6, comma 82 and 5. So you will get what element? 2, 3, 4. Clear? And identify the valid arithmetic operator in Python from the following. So question mark is not a valid one. Okay, and less than, it is not a arithmetic operator. Okay, and what about this exponent? Yes, this is a valid arithmetic operator, and also not, it is a relational operator, and less than is a logical operator. Okay, next question. Suppose a tuple T is declared as T equal to 10, 12, 43 and 39. Which of the following is incorrect? You can see the option print of T of 1. What is print of T of 1? It will write the value of 10. Print of 2 equal to minus 29. What are you trying to do? You are trying to change the element. Is it possible in tuple? It is not possible. Why? Because it is an immutable data type. What about print of max of t? Max function, we can use it. So what is the max function it will return? 43. Print of len of t, len function, you can use it. What is the len function is? 4. Clear now? So this is the answer. Write a statement in Python to declare a dictionary whose keys are 1, 2, 3 and values are Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday respectively. How can you create a dictionary here? So you have to create a value D equal to, then you should open the flower bracket, and keys are what? 1 and colon, you have to mention what? Monday, and it should be in the string format. Monday, like that you have to mention, and close with that comma. Then 2 Tuesday and 3 Wednesday. Then finally you have to close with the flower bracket. Clear? Is this way you can declare. Next, what is that? A tuple is declared as T equal to 2, 5, 6, 9, 8. What will be the value of sum of T? Sum of T means it is going to calculate all this, and finally it will give you the sum. So what is the answer for this? It's a 30. You are going to add everything, that will be the sum of t. Okay. Now name the built-in mathematical function or method that is used to return an absolute value of a number. So it is what? ABS, right? ABS function we will be using for the absolute value. Identify the valid declaration of L. So L equal to what? You have to see what is the bracket they are using. It is a list. So obviously, and it is going to collect all the data type. So the answer is list. In the following code is executed, what will be the output of the following code? Name equal to computer science with Python. This is a string data type. What are you trying to do? Again, you are trying to do the slicing. 3 and 10. What is the 3? 0, 1, 2 and 3. So 3 means it is starting with P. So P, then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 it should not include it. 10 is I. So here what is the answer? P-U-T-E-R-S-C is the answer. Clear? Next, which of the following is a valid arithmetic operator? Again, the valid arithmetic operator. What is this meaning? This one we can call it as a float division. Float division is nothing but it is going to give you the integer only as a value. If you have 32.9 as a quotient, if you are using the float division, you will get only 32. So this is a valid. And question mark is not valid, less than also not valid, and also not valid. So only the answer is float division. Write the type of token from the following. What are the type of tokens? What is if here? It is a keyword. If is a keyword. What is this? Roll number is a identifier. So keyword is a type of token. This one is an identifier. Name the Python library modules which need to be imported to invoke the following function. So which library module you will be importing for SINS, math, and int is random module. So math and random module. What do you understand by the term iteration? Iteration is nothing but looping. You are going to loop a particular statement until the condition becomes false. Okay. And which is the correct form of declaration of dictionary. So what is the first one is you are using what bracket? Flower bracket, and one it is a number. It is possible. And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. This is correct. What about this? You are using what bracket? This normal bracket. This is not correct. And what about the square bracket? It is also not correct. Again here, the flower bracket only they used, but you can see one and apostrophe they are using. That is not correct. You have to use what? Colon is not there. So this is also not correct. So the first one is the answer. The declaration of dictionary, many times they asked in the final exam. So you have to go through that. And next one, identify the valid declaration of L. So here you can see L equal to which bracket they used? They used the tuple bracket. So the answer is a tuple. Find and write the output. So here x equal to a, b, c, d, e, f. It is a string data type. I equal to a. While I in x. I in x means what? You are using the membership operator here. I is what? A in x? Yes, that is true. So what you are printing? Print I end equal to space. End equal to space means it will print. What is the value of I here? A. After that, by print statement, by default, it will go to the next line. But instead of going to the next line, you are mentioning end equal to space. So it will start typing here A. But here, what is the answer? It is an infinite loop. It will create an infinite loop. Why? Because we are not stopping anywhere. The condition is all the time will be true because A is already there. The condition is true all the time. You are not giving any break statement or false statement. So it will create A, like that. The infinite loop it will create it. Okay. But when the situation will be false, either you have to give break statement here. After printing, you have to give a break, or you have to make anything for the condition becomes false. Otherwise, in case if I'm giving I equal to, instead of small letter a, if I'm giving capital letter A. So what is that? While I in x, yeah, it is not there because capital letter A is not there in the x. So the loop will not work only. It will end the program. Clear now? Do you understand the program? Okay. Next, find the invalid identifier from the following. None. Can you see here? We had discussed this concept already in the Python revision tool. None. We are using what? None is a keyword, but we are using for small letter n. So this is a valid. What about address? Is a valid. Name is a valid. What about past? It is not a valid. Clear now? So this is only invalid identifier. Next, given a tuple TPU1 equal to, these are the tuple, what will be the output of 3, 7 and 2? You are using what? Start value, stop value and step value. Now what is the 3 here? 0, 1, 2, 3. So from here it will start 3. What is the 7? 4, 5, 6. This is a 7, but 7 it won't be included because stop value minus 1 you have to. So till here you have to calculate. What is the step value 2? So it will print 40. Whatever the first element, it will print it. After that, it will skip the second element. Each second element, it is going to print it. Then 60. So the answer is 40, 60. It is in the form of tuple. So don't get confused. It is a tuple format they are giving. So here also 40, 60. Here also 40, 60. But you have to see in print function, they are giving in the form of tuple. So you have to use what? Tuple. Clear now? Okay, the return type of input function is what? By default, it will be a string function. Which of the following operator cannot be used with string data type? Plus, it is a concatenation. You can use it. In, it is a membership operator. You can use it. What about this one? Replication. You can use it. But slash, you cannot use it. So, the invalid operator is this one. Which of the following is a default extension? .py is a default extension. Which of the following symbol is used in Python for a single line command? Single line command you have to use what? This one. Multi-line command you have to use this one or triple quote. Which of the following, which of these about a dictionary is false? The value of the dictionary can be accessed using a key. Yes, you can access the value by using the key. This is correct. The keys of a dictionary can be accessed using value. Is it possible? No. Then dictionaries are ordered? No, it is an order. This is also not. Dictionaries are mutable? Yes. So how many answers you got it? Which of the following about a dictionary is false? So 2 answer you got it. Clear now? So till here I stop. So next class I am going to start function chapter and we are going to solve so many questions related to function. And if you didn't watch Python revision 1 and 2, it is there in my playlist. Please do watch, then you will understand the concept thoroughly. And those who didn't subscribe my channel, please do the subscription. So we are going to solve so many papers in futures. Okay. So thank you so much.